Assalamualaikum. This is Pratusha Borua welcoming you all to the English news from BTV Chattogram. Let's begin with the headlines. Deposed Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina must face trial for crimes against humanity, says Chief Advisor Professor Mohammed Yunus in an interview with UK-based media Sky News. UN High Commissioner for Human Rights Volker Turk presents report on human rights violations related to protests of July and August 2024 in Bangladesh. Newly appointed advisor Professor Dr. Chaudhry Rafiqul Abrar takes birth. Iftar sale at restaurants and roadside stalls gets momentum in port city of Chattogram. US President Trump announces imposition of retaliatory tariffs on several countries, including India. And South Africa chasing victory target of 363 runs set by New Zealand in second semi-final of ICC Champions Trophy in Lahore. Viewers, those were the headlines. Are moving on to the details. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammed Yunus said the deposed dictatorial Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina must face trial for crimes against humanity. Not only Sheikh Hasina but also her cohorts will be brought to justice. He said this while giving an interview to the UK-based media outlet Sky News. The British media reported this information in a report today. In the interview, the chief advisor said the government has the necessary evidence to prosecute Sheikh Hasina. However, the issue of bringing her back to the country depends on India and international law. He also said that Delhi has been officially asked to send Sheikh Hasina back. Regarding the Ainakor, Professor Yunus said to the Sky News that human rights have been seriously violated in the Ainakors. This where they were not open to the public as they were within the area of law enforcement agencies. These Ainakors will be converted into museums, he added.
So we'll be already asked India to hand over Hasina to Bangladesh to face the trial. So the question of trial is not if it will be happening in absentia or in her presence. It will be taking place. Not only her, and all the people who were associated with her family members, her clans, her associates, and all the oligarchs, people who promoted her, supported her, made her the way she is. Legally, they are required to send her to Bangladesh. I think it's international law will guide that decision. We have sent formal letters, so not conversations, but formal letters to make sure that it's understood. Shock will be a very mild word in a situation like that when you see things and you've been hearing about it. You've met those people who suffered through those most heinous thing you can imagine a human being can do to another human being. It's just the ugliest thing that you can see, you can feel, you can observe. This is within the police territory or army territory, so they have not opened it to the public yet because this will create a bad response from the army and so on. Those kind of fear that the public gets into the cantonment area where they live, the army people live. So they are restricting those areas, but we have decided to make it a museum so that public can come in.
United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights Volker Turk has presented the United Nations Human Rights Fact-Finding Report on human rights violations and abuses related to the protests of July and August 2024 in Bangladesh in Geneva today. According to the UN official site, the event has been broadcast live from Geneva on YouTube at 6 p.m. Dhaka time. The team will discuss the member states and civil society on the findings and recommendations to promote accountability, justice and human rights reforms in Bangladesh. The interim government of Bangladesh and civil society representatives from Bangladesh participated in the event. On Monday, Volker Turk hoped that their recent independent fact-finding report would support truth-telling, accountability, reparations, healing and reform in Bangladesh. While sharing a global update at the 58th session of the Human Rights Council in Geneva, he said it will be crucial to ensure due process in criminal cases and investigate revenge violence, including against minorities. Tal said Bangladesh last year experienced a paroxysm of violence as the government of the time brutally suppressed a student that carried human rights as its torch. The country is now charting a new future, he said, adding that their recent independent fact-finding report on the grave human rights violations that took place is an important contribution to this journey. Newly appointed advisor of the interim government, Professor Dr. Chaudhry Rafiqul Abrar, took oath today. The oath-taking ceremony was held at Darbar Hall of Bongo Bhavan today. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus attended the program. President Mohammad Shahabuddin administered the oath to the new advisor. After the swearing-in, the new advisor signed the oath of the office. Advisors of the interim government and high military and civil officials were present on the occasion. Cabinet Secretary Dr. Sheikh Abdul Rashid conducted the oath-taking ceremony. The volume of remittance being sent by the expatriate Bangladeshis is continuously on the rise. They are sending their hard-earned money to Bangladesh through legal channels largely after the fall of fascist Sheikh Hasina. As a result, the forex reserve of the country is being consolidated. At the moment, the reserve in the country has stood at $21 billion again. The volume forex reserve in Bangladesh is fluctuating to $20 billion in the past several months after the fall of the fascist government. Bangladesh received 252 crore and 80 lakh billion dollar of the remittance through legal channels last month. The amount is equal to 31,094 crore taka. The volume of remittance in February marked 25% growth compared to last year's February. The country received $202 crore of remittance in February 2024. According to Bangladesh bank data, the country received 1,849 crore US dollar as remittance in 8 months between July and February of the current 2024-25 fiscal year. The volume is 23.80% higher than the previous fiscal year. The sale of various iftar items has got momentum since the first day of the holy month of Ramadan in the port city of Chattogram. Iftar items are being sold from the sidewalks to renowned restaurants where the most popular iftar items are chickpea, piaju, beguni, date and various types of delicacies. Some restaurants also sell sweets including jalebi as well as meat kebab, roll, shingara, samosa, halim and other delicacy foods as iftar items. Before the end of fasting period in the month of Ramadan, fasting Muslims flock every day to buy the iftar items. That's why restaurants and makeshift roadside stalls get ready to sell food items from noon onwards. Now, international news. U.S. President Donald Trump announced the imposition of retaliatory tariffs on several countries, including India. He also said reciprocal tariffs will be imposed on these countries from the beginning of April. Trump made this announcement while addressing a joint session of the U.S. Congress. In the first address to Congress after taking office as president for his second term, Trump also specifically highlighted the issue of Indian tariffs and said that the country charges 100% tax. This information was reported in a report today by the Indian media, Hindustan Times. President Donald Trump addressed a joint session of the U.S. Congress on Tuesday night local time. This is his first address to Congress after taking office as president last January. In that speech on Tuesday night, he announced the imposition of retaliatory import tariffs on other countries, including India. He said India imposed 100% tariffs on their products. This can never be fair. Now it's their turn. Apart from India, the US Republican president talked about imposing counter tariffs on countries like China, South Korea, Canada, and Mexico. Two suicide bombing breached a wall at a military base in northwestern Pakistan before other attackers stormed the compound and were repelled in violence that killed at least 12 people and wounded 30 others. A group affiliated with the Pakistani Taliban claimed responsibility for the attack in Bannu in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province and said that dozens of members of Pakistani security forces were killed. The military didn't immediately confirm any casualties, but Bannu District Hospital said that at least a dozen people were dead. The two suicide bombers blew themselves up near the wall of the sprawling military area. After a breach in the wall, 5 to 6 more attackers attempted to enter the cantonment but were eliminated. Judge Al-Firsan claimed responsibility for the attack, the third militant assault in Pakistan since Ramadan started on Sunday. In a statement, the group said the sources of the blast were explosive-laden vehicles. Back to national news. Chattogram City Mayor Dr. Shahadat Hussain said the administration will take strict legal action if anyone tries to destabilize the market by selling edible oil at a price higher than the fixed one or hoarding. He said this while visiting the city's Kaji Dairy market today. The mayor said the price of open edible oil has been fixed. Legal action will be taken against anyone who will charge more than this price. Monitoring teams are working in each market under the joint initiative of the City Corporation and the District Administration to keep the market stable. City Corporation Secretary Ashraful Amin and Magistrate Choiti Sharbabidda were present on the occasion. A Dua and Iftar Mahfil was organized at city's Jamiatul Falah Mosque today to commemorate the death of BNP Vice Chairman, former Minister and valiant freedom fighter Abdullah Al-Numan. The program, organized by Jamiatul Falah Mosque Complex Development and Masalli Purishad, was presided over by the Chattogram City Corporation Mayor Dr. Shahadat Hussain. He said Abdullah Al-Numan was the guardian of Chattogram. After the death of martyred President Ziaur Rahman in the 80s, he revived BNP in Chattogram. Everyone knows the history that followed, so merely remembering him today is not enough. We have to remember him every day. Chattogram Metropolitan BNP convener Irshad Ullah, BNP leader Ikramul Korim, Shramik Dal leader Nazim Uddin, BNP leader Abdul Hashim Bakur, Yasin Chaudhry Liton, Musharraf Hussain Dipti, and son of late Abdullah Al-Numan, Said Al-Numan, among others, were present on the occasion. The Dua Mahfil was conducted by Maulana Ahmadul Haq, the Pesh Imam of Jamiatul Falah Mosque.